internet bugs, some were surprised by the governor-elect's choices, especially who will head the State Department of Environmental Quality.
The new Edwin Edwards administration continues to take shape.
Today, the governor-elect named 18 more people to work with him over the next 4 years, including 4 new appointees to top-level cabinet positions. Now, Richard Stadler will serve as the new Secretary of the Department of Public Safety and Corrections. Gloria Banks will head up the Department of Social Services, and Ralph Slaughter will run the Department of Revenue and Taxation. But the big mystery and controversy has been over who will serve as the new Secretary of the Department of Environmental Quality. That appointment was made also today, but as Barry Irwin tells us, not everyone is happy about it.
I think we should look to our primary task.
2 days ago, this special advisory committee gave Edwin Edwards 2 recommendations for Secretary of DEQ. One was Terry Ryder, who had the support of environmentalists. The other was Kai Midboe, who got the job. It's one of the most sensitive appointments Edwin Edwards will make, but you might not have guessed it by the way he said he made the choice.
He was the first person of the 2 on the list, and as I looked at them, I said, well, since it's hard to make a decision, I'll go alphabetically.
As it turns out, though, Midboe has been around state government for 20 years. He ran unsuccessfully for Attorney General in October, but before that he served in the Department of Natural Resources and as a lawyer for oil and gas producers. But it's that tie with the oil and gas industry that's raised concerns among environmentalists. Tonight, they're angry about the choice, but he's asking them for a chance.
I think that we had more confidence in Governor Edwards than we should have, and I think it's a big call to action to the environmental community of Louisiana to be even more organized, even more vigilant, and even more of an advocate or a watchdog.
When I say that my job is to listen to both sides of an issue and then decide what's in the public interest, I mean that. I want to listen to everybody, and everybody's going to have a role in this department.
Now, even though Governor-elect Edwards says he was faced with a difficult choice, he expressed total confidence in Midboe. He also noted he got fewer calls against Midboe's appointment, and that helped him make that decision.
Barry, you've talked a lot about the environmentalist view about Midboe. I also understand that's not the only controversy. Some black lawmakers have complained that black citizens didn't have much of a say in the recommendation process. What about that criticism?
Well, that was a criticism that came from some of Edwards' own supporters. Reverend Avery Alexander, for instance, from New Orleans, called on Edwards today to hold off on making the appointment. But the governor-elect said blacks did have a role in the transition process, and he pointed out that of all the appointments he's made so far, 13 have been white, but 11 have been black. He's using that as ammunition to show that he is being sensitive, and we're probably going to be hearing more about this later.
Okay. Barry?